Now at 11, an elderly man attacked in broad daylight has died.
It's not fair. My dad is 80 years old. Nobody asked to be beat up.
And a child predator sending packages to kids right here in Virginia.
Plus, parents say Richmond schools got students' grades wrong. An update on this 8 News investigation.
I'm Natalie. How about another conference championship title for the VCU women's tennis team? But it's how they got it done that has people talking tonight.
All the top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 weather in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Ferrick.
And I'm Juan Condi. An 80-year-old man brutally attacked in his backyard has died.
And tonight, his heartbroken family spoke exclusively to our 8 News reporter, Sierra Fox. Sierra?
Juan, Christina, Johnny Battle's family tells me he was taken off life support this afternoon. Tonight, they tell me they don't understand how someone could do this, especially to an elderly man in a wheelchair.
It's not fair. My dad is 80 years old. Nobody asked to be beat up.
Barbara Granderson remembers her dad as a hard worker who loved to work on cars.
He was a blessed man, and we loved him. He was our dad. He was our anchor.
The last time she saw him was Saturday, right before he was brutally beaten.
It all hit us real hard.
I was like, who in the world would want to do something like that? And especially, he lived in this neighborhood since 1979, and he never really had any issues.
The family stayed with him in the hospital all weekend. Today, the neurologist gave them the heartbreaking news. Mr. Battle's final test showed no brain activity.
He wasn't breathing on his own because the ventilator was breathing for him. So when they did the last test, they were just saying, you know, call the family in. So we know that his spirit, he's gone. He's in heaven.
Police have Michael McReynolds of Chesterfield in custody. He's charged with aggravated malicious wounding.
The man has issues, you know, and it seemed like he is going through some things.
I'm glad they got the suspect because it would hurt me that somebody is out here hurting elderly people.
The family said they are now in the process of planning their father's funeral. He will be laid to rest in Richmond. Sierra Fox, 8 News.
In Storm Tracker 8 tonight, we're taking a look at your weather as we get into the work week.
We want to go to Storm Tracker 8 Chief Meteorologist John Bernier. He's in the Weather Center tonight.
You know, it's a gorgeous Monday night outside here across central Virginia. Clear skies. Now the temperatures are getting a little cool. This is going to be the last night of the cool temperatures over the area before we've got a big warm-up for the next couple of days. Outside right now, outside of 295, temperatures have dipped into the upper 40s around Windham and over towards Goochland. 54 degrees Lakeside. J.R. Tucker High School is still pretty mild, checking it at 56. Down in Southside, you see temperatures lower 50s, although around the Tri-Cities, we are still in the mid to upper 50s at this hour. Now, some temperatures tonight are going to drop down to the lower 40s for us. We should bottom out around 45 degrees out at the airport and in the city. The more rural areas will be down in the lower 40s. But when we get the day going tomorrow, the sun's going to come out and temperatures are going to jump in a hurry. So it'll be 57 degrees by the time the kids are heading on the school bus. And by the lunch hour, we're in the middle 60s, warmer than what our high temperature was today. And that tells you tomorrow's going to be a toasty one. And remember, 24/7 when we're not on the air, you can stay updated on what's going on with the weather with the Storm Tracker 8 app, free for your iPhone and Android device.
8 News investigates tonight. Richmond Public Schools making a costly mistake, miscalculating GPAs and class rank.
Tonight, school leaders are addressing those errors. Our 8 News reporter Aaron Thomas joins us live. He's at the school board office tonight. Aaron?
Juan, Christina, well, students and parents here in Richmond Public School System say that the school failed to give extra points to students enrolled in advanced courses. Now, this is a policy that the school board failed to implement for the past 4 years. Now, we did learn at tonight's meeting that the school board is in the process of trying to fix some of those incorrect transcripts, but some students preparing to graduate say it's too late.
Hearing this is kind of heartbreaking.
Armstrong High School student Trayelle Handsome feels cheated by Richmond Public Schools. She submitted incorrect transcripts to colleges after learning the school system failed to follow a grading policy for students in advanced courses.
I'm pretty sure my GPA is higher than what it is. I've been taking honors and AP classes since I reached high school.
Interim Chief Academic Officer Vicki Oakley spoke before school board members, highlighting the lengthy process school counselors went through to correct these mistakes.
We spent 2 days reviewing every senior transcript and verifying that they were correct to the best of our ability.
Oakley says counselors hope to have corrected transcripts issued soon, but not soon enough for students who have less than 24 hours to commit to college.
It just feels so wrong. Our students sign up for classes understanding that they should be receiving certain weights for certain grades. They put a lot of effort into these courses, and this is just impacting lives in a big way.
Richmond Public Schools suggests training all staff members on policy, conducting transcript audits every 2 years, and paying closer attention to class scheduling to prevent these grading errors from happening again. With the end of the school year around the corner, some senior students may find themselves sharing class ranks.
Some people work really hard and really depend on that class rank to get into college. I'm number 3 in my school out of 250 kids. I feel like I should not have to share no rank with anybody.
And now we don't know how many students in the public school system were affected by these grading errors. That interim chief academic officer says that new corrected transcripts should be mailed to families by tomorrow. Reporting live in Richmond, Aaron Thomas, 8 News.
8 News investigates thousands of parents raising serious concerns about a medication you've seen at the pharmacy for decades, Miralax. Parents say when their children took the laxative, they developed aggression, tics, even seizures. 8 News uncovered doctors often prescribe Miralax to kids, but the label says it's not recommended for anybody under age 17. 8 News has also learned the FDA has taken more than 20,000 complaints about it, prompting a study. A Virginia woman tells us her granddaughter went from sweet to extremely irritable.
If you would get too close to her, she would hit you, she would bite you, she'd pinch.
Bayer, the maker of Miralax, says studies show it's safe and effective for children, but the label recommends it only for adults. The FDA says the label accurately conveys the risks. Now you can read the complete statements. They're all on our website. Just go to WRIC.com. And if you have something you want 8 News to investigate, let us know about it. Email your information, ireport8@WRIC.com, or you can call our hotline, 330-8000.
New at 11, teens are slamming on the brakes when it comes to driving. DMV reports a 55% drop in the number of 16-year-olds getting a license. Those numbers have been decreasing between 2000 and 2015. Some teens cite the cost of buying a car or paying for gas. Others say fear is the driving force for delaying that test.
It's scary getting out on the road at 16 because you're trying to make sure you don't hit nobody, and then you get on the news, you see all these accidents, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to hit nobody.
Drivers under 18 are also subject to restrictions like passenger limits. AAA says no matter what age someone begins, a new driver is still an inexperienced driver.
New details tonight about a child predator sending packages to children. The FBI says more than 50 packages were sent to young girls in Alabama, South Carolina, and Virginia. An Alabama teen got a letter from somebody claiming to be a 14-year-old who was bullied. Her parents reported it to police and realized their daughter wasn't alone.
It freaks me out again to know that it wasn't isolated, that she wasn't the only one, and there are lots of girls that he's doing this to. I think the other kids were getting theirs at school, but ours actually came to our house.
FBI agents tracked the predator's IP address to websites where the user discussed girls' underwear. Investigators are still looking for the person responsible. A D.C. police officer is accused of having sex with a 14-year-old girl he met on a dating app. Investigators say the teen's mother found the officer with her daughter in the basement. Nathan Clinkscale says he had consensual sex with the teen. They met through the dating app Interracial Cupid. He is charged with a third-degree sex offense.
Here's an 8 News crime alert. Police are looking for a woman who robbed a sandwich shop with a gun. Investigators say she walked into the Stuffies on Midlothian Turnpike around 5 p.m. demanding money and then got into a getaway car. The Amazon Fulfillment Center in Dinwiddie is going to be closed tomorrow after a fire this morning. The fire chief says it started at the center of the building. Employees were evacuated. No one was hurt. Crews from Dinwiddie, Chesterfield, Petersburg, and Colonial Heights all responded. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Say they have nabbed a serial killer responsible for dozens of murders and rapes.
What a coward. What a tremendous coward.
Tonight, new details on the alleged Golden State Killer. Investigators reveal what may have fueled his rage.
Plus, Virginia investigators simulate a crime scene at a college using farm animals. to see why reaction to their work is so strong. John?
Oh, do we have a week of toasty temperatures on tap here across Central Virginia, and at least one of the days this week, I think it might be Thursday, we've got a chance of hitting 90 degrees. Enjoy a dose of instant summertime. It's going to knock down the door starting tomorrow. Forecast is coming up next.
You're watching 8 News at 11. It's the news where you live.
Stay with us. Christina, John, and I are back with much more in just a moment. Welcome back. New details now on the alleged Golden State Killer. Joseph DeAngelo, that former police officer blamed for both murder and rape out in California. Tonight, investigators reveal a possible motive: hatred for his ex-wife. Investigators say she broke off their engagement before his killing spree began. In 1978, a rape victim described how her attacker cried while saying, "I hate you, Bonnie."
That name told me that he had some significant female in his life named Bonnie, and he had some anger against what Bonnie, or what he perceived Bonnie, had done to him.
DeAngelo appeared in court here in a wheelchair, apparently dazed, but in the days before his arrest, police say he was seen riding his motorcycle.
I just started screaming like the church is on fire, thinking that it was a nightmare.
Members of a North Carolina church in shock after their sanctuary just goes up in flames. Most of the 80-year-old building burned to the ground in Winston-Salem. The fire even spread to a home next door, forcing that family to evacuate. Investigators are still working to find the cause of that fire. Dead pigs blown up, stabbed and shot to simulate a crime scene at a Virginia university. Liberty students with the Criminal Science and Forensic Department learned how to work a suicide bomb scene. Authorities used dead pigs to simulate real sights and smells at the scene because they are similar to human bodies.
This is, that next level that brings the student to more understanding of what you can expect when coming upon a scene in the real world.
State police and FBI agents led the simulation.
A Richmond community is fed up tonight with garbage cans littering their sidewalks. This is in Carver. You'll recall Richmond city law requires folks to remove their trash cans by 7 a.m. the day after there's a pickup. They're not supposed to be put out until 4 p.m. the day before. Residents say it makes walking down these streets a hassle.
This is not a pedestrian pathway because now the trash cans are taking up what a pedestrian would have an opportunity to use.
Carver's trash pickup day is Wednesday. Residents say most of the cans stay out 24/7.
An 8 News consumer alert. High schoolers getting ready for prom say it's a disaster. Some girls are going online to find the perfect dress for the best deal, but what you see isn't always what you get.
I ordered this yellow dress online to see if it was legit and if I was going to get something nice. And it turned out to be a disaster. The fabric is really bad and cheap.
What will happen is they'll take a stock image, they'll put the image up so you think you're getting the real dress, but the reality is it's just a knockoff dress that doesn't look anything close.
When you are buying, make sure you order from a reputable company and know the return policy up front. Well, it's cooling down tonight across Central Virginia, but we have a warm week ahead.
I'd say very warm. Let's go to Storm Tracker 8 Chief Meteorologist John Bernier for the numbers.
Which one of the 3 words would you like to use? Toasty, balmy, or sultry? That's all going to describe what's going to happen this week. Now, tonight we're still on the eastern side of the big bubble of fair weather that's dominating the Midwest, the Ohio River Valley, and to the East Coast. Once that pushes by, the cool air that's out there right now gets shoved off into the Atlantic Ocean, out of the way, and then things are going to heat up over us. Now, the backside of this, there's going to be some nasty weather the next couple of days out through the Plain States. In fact, it's going on right now. Look at this big line of boomers from central Nebraska all the way up to southeast and South Dakota. It's erupted this evening. These have been a bunch of hailmakers past couple of hours, causing lots of problems out there. There's going to be more tomorrow, and I think Wednesday is going to be the big day out in the Plain States. Close to us here, still got a little bit of cloudiness sweeping down through New York City and down through New Jersey. That's the storm system that was up to the northeast. It's what brought yesterday's winds in here. Still giving us a nice little breeze out there, but it is comfortable outside right now with temperatures having dropped to around 50 degrees for us. Charlottesville, somebody shake that thermometer. It's a little too warm at 62 degrees. 59 degrees in Farmville. 53 for us. Petersburg, of course, one of those places always gets a whole lot colder than everybody else. Checking out there, Petersburg Dinwiddie Airport at 44 degrees. Most of us here will drop down low to mid 40s across central Virginia. So when you wake up tomorrow, a little cool, about 45 degrees early in the day, then sunshine through the day, 68 degrees by 10 a.m., and we are jumping into the lower 80s tomorrow. I look for high temperatures right around 82 degrees, nice little breeze in the afternoon. The weather map's nice and easy for you. Look at it, just starting to gear. It's just got sunshine across the board through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night's a little milder than it was going to be tomorrow morning. Wake up. Wednesday we wake up, it's more boring sunshine here across central Virginia. What does that mean? Wednesday, you'll get to enjoy temperatures jumping well up into the 80s. And again, right now, Thursday's looking like the day we potentially have temperatures touching 90 degrees over us. So the next 3 days, 1, 2, 3 aces in a row, jumping well up into the 80s. 90 on Thursday, maybe 90 on Friday. But we've got a few clouds coming through, and there might be a shower Friday night. Isolated shower possible on Saturday. Scattered showers on Sunday when we cool back into the mid to upper 70s over the area. Hey, remember to get the latest on the overnight news, traffic, and the Storm Tracker 8 forecast by joining the gang on Good Morning Richmond, bright and early at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Thanks, John. What's going on, everybody? I'm Natalie Calabat. After taking the weekend series, it's on to the next for the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Tonight, they open the first of 3 games against Altoona. Details coming up when 8 Sports returns.
8 Sports is sponsored by the Haley Automotive Group.
Good Monday evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Calabat. On the Boulevard, the Richmond Flying Squirrels continue their 6-game homestand with the first of 3 games against the Pittsburgh Pirates affiliate in the Altoona Curve. It was bring your pup to the park night, but other than Squirrels pitcher Jordan Johnson's home run, there wasn't too much to bark about this evening. Although it was Johnson's 2nd homer of the season, unfortunately, that was the only run scored by Richmond. Altoona took it from there, picking up the pace in the 7th inning and did not look back, taking the 3-1 final. But it's all good. We've got take 2 tomorrow. First pitch is set for 6:35. After splitting the first 2 games of their 2nd round playoff series in the district, the Washington Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins will battle in Steel City tomorrow for Game 3. Washington last played in Pittsburgh on the first day of April, taking a 3-1 victory over the Penguins at PPG Paints. Now, that victory earned the Capitals the Metropolitan Division crown and home ice advantage for the first 2 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And here we are now, just a month later. On the 1st of May, the Caps are headed back to Pittsburgh. But this time, who can push ahead and break the even split? A much-needed day off was here today for the players, but come tomorrow, they know it's all or nothing.
We'll travel and turn the brains off for a day, I think, because we got to get amped up again tomorrow. Game 3 is a big one. We're looking for a win in Pittsburgh, hopefully 2.
The VCU Rams women's tennis team captured the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship title. But it's not just about the win, it's how the ladies made it happen after falling short last season. Last year clearly added the fuel to the fire for the Rams when playing for the title against UMass. The Minutemen lost the doubles play, but came back to beat the Rams. Not this time. It was actually the exact opposite. The Rams lost the doubles play and came back to beat UMass. And the rest, well, that's history. Sweet revenge for VCU, who brought home the conference championship. And from the matches in Orlando to the trophy case here in the River City, your Lady Rams earned their 5th title since 2013. We caught up with Coach Paul Costin, who says the focus is now on the NCAA championship in 2 weeks.
I'm so proud of the kids. So, you know, they played hard. We lost the doubles point. We just kept on hanging in there, and they played the same way they've been playing the whole year. That's why we won, main reason.
That's a wrap for 8 Sports at 11. I'm Natalie Calabat. John, I hear the weather is looking pretty good this week.
Warm weather for us here across central Virginia, but boy, big risk of severe weather out in the Plain States. Wednesday looks to be the big day for them. Of course, our forecast, besides being warm, is looking pretty dry. We'll talk about it coming up next.
right, check this out. The hunter becomes the hunted. A man took these pictures of an osprey flying in Florida carrying a shark. But you'll notice that the shark is also carrying its own prey. It's a small fish, kind of hard to see, but the photos have been shared thousands of times online. John?
Well, much advertised flip in the weather patterns kicks into gear tomorrow as we start the month of May off with what's going to be some warm weather for us. Up to 82 degrees tomorrow with sunshine. Sunshine is going to continue Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday looks to be the day we possibly could hit 90 degrees over. So we're going to stay warm into the weekend. Again, late Friday night, maybe a passing sprinkle, an isolated shower on Saturday, maybe some scattered showers on Sunday. We'll need the rain by then because everything's going to be bone dry over us here. Temperatures early next week, mid to upper 70s, which is where we should be the early part of May.
All right. Thank you, John. And thanks for joining us tonight for 8 News at 11.
That's all the time we have. Follow us until we see you again at WRIC.com and on the 8 News app.